एक ओंकार सदगुरु प्रसाद.
The true one is realized by the grace of the Guru.
श्री वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह.
Wonderful and always victorious.
जाप
To be recited,
श्री मुख वाक पातशाही तस्वीर.
narrated through the tent.
Satnam, hello, my name is Zita Harkaran. Welcome to the Kundalini Yoga at the beach at the sunrise. So, today we will do total subconscious clearing. It's called house clearing. And it's more meditative practice, but it will help you clear whatever garbage you have been carrying, because that is what actually is keeping us kind of tired, uninspired, and not wanting to move. It's like too much information, too many thoughts, and all of that. This is actually from a rebirthing series. So it's called, you're gonna be like rebirthed. And it's usually like the first two exercises that hold the weight, and then the rest is just kind of easy and meditative. For you guys watching, we have people here at the sunrise, so the brave ones who came to the beach with me. We tune in, we have a mantra, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And it means, it's like we're tuning in with all these yogis, all these people who came before, but mostly it means like we're tuning into our own inner wisdom, inner guidance, instead of like tuning into what other people are thinking, what the culture is saying, what's going on around. So we're gonna create this kind of like a seal around with this chant. Direct translation. Ong means like the creative force that is everywhere, right? Everywhere here. Ong. Namo means I bow or I call. I call on it. Lots of times we think we are alone for everything. But instead, when we tune into this enormous power, it can really help us. Ong Namo. Guru Dev is the subtle wisdom, the little voice sometimes that we can hear. Guru Dev, Namo, I call or I bow. Alright, so let's try 3 times. Take a deep breath. Om Namo Inhale, lengthen your spine, hold the breath in. And exhale. Let's just warm up a little bit. We'll move the body. Come up onto your hands and knees and begin flexing the spine. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Like cat-cow, right? Yeah, inhale up. Exhale down. We'll do it for 3 minutes, so just allow yourself to relax and go with your breath, focusing on your inhale and exhale. movement starts from your hips, and then the rest of the spine just follows, and the head ends last. It's so important to move the spine. One more minute, keep on going. Center. Exhale, tuck your toes, and just for a little while come into downward dog, pushing away from your hands, lengthening the back of the legs. Wow, very good, very good. Take a deep breath and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Push your hips as high as possible. Exhale. 2 more deep breaths. And come back on your hands and knees. And come back to sitting in easy pose. It means any easy position for you. Kundalini yoga, especially with this meditative practice that we're going to do, is good to just relax, and allow yourself to be. Your mind is going to wander, and it's okay. It's going to wander in all kinds of places, and that is the actual good thing about it, because sometimes you will really hit on something really special that you need to decompress. What we're gonna do is take your thumb and the middle finger, and you're gonna go bring your hands behind your ears, and then open and then come back, and open and come back. And make sure that the hands go all the way behind the ears, and you alternate which hand is in the front and in the back. Yes, very good. Just like that. It is the movement of the armpit that is good here. It will balance the nervous system. and we're going to do it for a little while, so just go for it. What is happening with this exercise, we are creating electromagnetic field and strengthening the heart center. So the heart itself has an electromagnetic field, and we are creating a protective field around it now. Enjoy the sounds of the waves, of the birds. It's kind of like you're taking off layers, you know, you're taking cloak after cloak, like peeling an onion. This is what Yogi Bhajan said when he taught this. 3 nerve centers meet in the armpit. If you're ever in the pit, move the armpit. What you're doing is crossing the heart center magnetic field and moving the armpit. Simple science. The brain has to repattern its neurons so that it has a faculty and the velocity to meet the challenge. That's all. It's a fight between Shushmana, the center of you, and the Ida and Pingala. Ida and Pingala is the right and left channel, pranic channel in the body that starts at the nostril and go on the right side or left side. Lots of times one or the other is more dominant, so you are either more introspective or you're more outgoing, and here we are balancing them, and that will rewire the brain so that you can find this meditative center then within you. Have fun moving your armpit. We are more than halfway there. Let go, drop all of that, all of those layers. Just be yourself. One last minute. Shed all those layers, take it all off. And inhale, relax, relax. If you need, you can move your legs a little bit. But we're going to interlace our fingers with the index finger extending. And you'll stretch your arms up. What you're gonna do is kind of lift as if you're taking off the floor, up, up, really lifting up from the hips and jumping up. Fingers interlaced, index finger up. You have to raise your spine up, to lift it up, find your rhythm and go. Really find that little effort to rise up. It's like, even this is what Yogi Bhajan said, if things have been easy, everybody would have become a yogi or whoever, you know, millionaire. If things would be easy. So we have to find this kind of strength within us to just lift ourselves up from the ground up. So go, go, go. Yes, go, go, go. I know, you guys are very good. It's not going to be long as the other one, okay? Yeah, much shorter. Maybe 1 more minute, okay? Use your breath, yes. Just find your rhythm and continue. Thirty seconds. Inhale, stretch up. Immediately bring your hands onto your shoulders. And twist left and right. Keep your elbows at the level of your shoulders. This is to distribute and open the lock that's between the waist and the heart, so that the energy, Kundalini energy, can get through this lock. Inhaling left, exhaling right. And inhale in the center. Exhale. Ooh. Very good. Now you'll take your hands, wrap your thumb with your fingers. So the thumb is on the inside. And you're going to be kind of like pulling like this, like really shocking your body. Yeah. Create kind of like a shock. Yeah. Your breath will just regulate itself with this. This is what Yogi Bhajan says. Come on, give a shock treatment to your system. Your system must understand how to react under shock. So create that shock. You're just creating in the brain to respond. First, we shielded ourselves, right, with this. Then we resurrected ourselves. We were going up. Now we are shocking ourselves. Aren't these the three responses essential to any human being? We'll do this for a little while, but not as long as the first one. Very good, very good. Yes, really create a shock. So that when you get the real shock in your life, you are not shaking. You're like, I know this. I know how to handle this. Less than a minute. And relax your hands, relax your fingers. Immediately we'll go into, I know you want to meditate, but not yet. You place your hands like this, like blades, and eyes are open, and you're just going like this. Less than a minute, move really fast, like blades cutting in front of you. Very good, very good. Now relax, and immediately you'll place your hands under your armpits with the thumbs out like that. And close your eyes. Focus them at your brow point, so where your eyebrows go and slightly higher than that. Actually, you're going to keep your eyes closed, but focus them at the tip of the nose, looking down. It's going to just hurt just a little bit, that eye nerve, but just keep going down. There is almost like a horizon there, like a line. So focus on that. And look deeper and deeper at the tip of the nose. You will see a white lining underneath the eyes. dancing for you, or a dark horizon. The forehead and frontal brain will feel the pressure. The pattern will be sealed. It will give you a good start in life. Come with me to my heart and visit my heavens.
The true one is realized by the grace of the Guru.
Sri Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
Wonderful and always victorious.
Jaap.
To be recited,
Sri Mukha Vaka Patashani Tasvi.
narrated through the 10th Guru.
Chapa Chum Tav Prasad.
Chapechan by thy grace.
Chakar Jahan Arbarana Jaat.
Sing now, sing while you are able.
Arbat Nahin Jai.
Sing without constraint or label.
Param Arre Kabek.
Free from minor class distinction.
Kokhan Sakatakan.
Containing all the contradiction.
Achal Murid Anubhav Prakas.
Every hue and color blending.
Amitoj Kahi Jai.
Every form reformed, unending.
Go to Indra Indran.
Every form of mighty power.
Sahu Sahan Kahi Jai.
Loved in every time and hour.
Nahib Surana Nasu.
Nature sings in every bower.
Leave the Bandran Kat.
How great is the greater power?
Sarvanama Kathe Khan.
Simple humans can't proclaim the many blessings of the name.
Bhujangriyata Chand. I bow to the timeless. I bow to the compassionate. I bow to the formless. I bow to the uncomparable. I bow to the unattired. I bow to the unexplainable. I bow to the bodiless. I bow to the unborn. I bow to the defeatless. I bow to the indestructible. I bow to the nameless. I bow to the homeless. I bow to higher actions. I bow to the non-religious. I bow to the nameless. I bow to the abodeless. I bow to the unconquerable. I bow to the fearless. I bow to the unchanged. I bow to the infallible. I bow to the colorless. I bow to the beginning. I bow to the impenetrable. I bow to the infinite. I bow to the unconquerable. I bow to the indestructible. I bow to the generous. I bow to the limitless. I bow to the unique. I bow to the countryless. I bow to the beyond limits. I bow to the unbound. I bow to the beyond rituals. I bow to the doubtless. I bow to the countryless. I bow to the unattired. I bow to the nameless. And I bow to the desireless. I bow to the beyond elements. I bow to the unbruised. I bow to the immovable. I bow to the unsubstantial. I bow to the invisible. I bow to the griefless. I bow to beyond afflictions. I bow to the non-established. I bow to the universally honored. I bow to the treasure of all. I bow to the unfathomable. I bow to the unshakable. I bow to the truth. I bow to the uncreatable. I bow to the enjoyer. I bow to the all-pervasive. I bow to the colorless. I bow to the immortal. I bow to the unreachable. I bow to the all-pervasive. I bow to the water sustainer. I bow to the propless. I bow to the casteless. I bow beyond lineage. I bow to the non-religious. I bow to the marvelous. I bow to the countryless. I bow to the unattired. I bow to the beyond place. I bow to the self-created. I bow to the all-destroyer. I bow to the generous. I bow to the multiform. I bow to the compassionate. I bow to the destroyer. And I bow to the creator. I bow to the annihilator. I bow to the provider. I bow to the divine. I bow to the mysterious. I bow to the unborn. I bow to the beautiful. I bow to the all-pervasive. I bow to the all-permeator. I bow to the all-loving. I bow to the all-destroying. I bow to the supreme death. I bow to the beneficent. I bow to the colorless. I bow to the deathless. I bow to the ageless. I bow to the doer. I bow to the involved. I bow to the detached. I bow to the kinless. I bow to the fearless. I bow to the generous. I bow to the merciful. I bow to the infinite. I bow to the supreme. I bow to the lover. I bow to the master. I bow to the destroyer. I bow to the sustainer. I bow to the creator. I bow to the destroyer. I bow to the yogi. I bow to the indulger. I bow to the kindness. And I bow to the sustainer.
Jajari Chanda Parasar is formless, unrivaled, unborn, uncreated, beyond portrait, beyond rest, nameless, desireless, unimaginable, mysterious, unconquerable, fearless, respected, treasure, virtue, uncreated, colorless, beginningless, is unborn, the source of life, self-born, without caste, without elements, imperfect, invincible, unbreakable, unconquerable, undisputed, unfathomable, a companion without strife or worldly type, unknowable, intangible, immortal, boundless, mysterious, beyond place, limitless, transcendent, limitless, unparalleled, beyond support, beyond thought, beyond reach, beyond birth, no elements, intangible, invisible, above sorrow, deedless, endowless, unconquerable, and fearless, unshakable, unfathomable, unmeasurable, treasure, countless, and beyond.
I bow to the respected and to the treasured. I bow to the greatest and to the mysterious. I bow to the killer of death. I bow to the sustainer of all. I bow to the all-pervasive. I bow to the sustainer, the limitless and unrivaled. I bow to the source of light. I bow to the respected. I bow to the moon of moons. I bow to the sun of suns. I bow to the song of songs. I bow to the melodious notes. I bow to the supreme dancer. I bow to the supreme melody. I bow to the supreme drummer. I bow to the supreme player. Is nameless and formless, the destroyer, and the spiritual power is supreme and most beautiful. I bow to the sovereign and the most beautiful. I bow to the supreme yogi and the creator of miracles. I bow to the supreme king and the wise one. I bow to the sword wielder. I bow to the arrow wielder. I bow to the knowledgeable. I bow to the mother of the world, is unattired and doubtless a great yogi and creator of miracles. I bow to the protector and the destroyer. I bow to the sustainer of spirits and the Dharma. I bow to the healer. I bow to the embodiment of love. I bow to the emperor of emperors. I bow to the ruler of kings. I bow to the greatest giver. I bow to the greatest recipient. I bow to the disease destroyer. I bow to the cure creator. I bow to the supreme mantra. I bow to the supreme mystical. I bow to the most beloved. I bow to the tantra. Is truth, peace, and pleasure, unrivaled, formless, and the destroyer. Is spiritual power, success, and intellect, present in the universe, destroyer of judgment, the supreme sustainer, invisible to all, is kind and the giver of spiritual powers, impenetrable, impassable beyond name and desire, victorious above name and desire.
Vera Jor Jajari Chang is water, is land, is fearless, mysterious, is masterful, unborn, countryless and formless. Ujampriyata Chang
is immeasurable and beautiful. I bow to the blissful and the revered. I bow to the treasured. I bow to the masterful. I bow to the destroyer. I bow to the invincible. I bow to the indestructible. I bow to the immortal. I bow to the unsupported. I bow to the all-pervasive. I bow to the unattired. I bow to the King of Kings. I bow to the Creator of all. I bow to the Supreme Emperor. I bow to the Moon of Moons. I bow to the sweetest song. I bow to the source of love. I bow to the source of anger. I bow to the Supreme Destroyer. I bow to the source of affliction. I bow to the source of enjoyment. I bow to the Supreme Conqueror. I bow to the cause of fear. I bow to the cause of knowledge. I bow to the powerful. I bow to the source of mantra. I bow to the source of magic. I bow to the protector. I bow to the attraction and the colorful. I bow to the destroyer. I bow to the fountain of life, the essence of all seeds and the untroubled. To the blessed, the compassionate, the destroyer of doubt, forever abiding in miracles.
Jarapata Chanta Parasad, true deeds, pure discipline, attached to Maya, joyer of creation, immortal kingdom, constant creation, complete Dharma, immaculate actions, universal giver, knower of all, the sun to all, adored by all, the soul of all, the strength to all, enjoyer of all, the entire universe, worshipped by all, mysterious to all, destroyer to all, sustainer to all. Ruala Chanta Varsad, the first of the first, past death and birth, loved by the planets of mysterious birth, sustainer of all, and also a destroyer, unattached to all, and yet the enjoyer, past name and places, past shape and form, from the beginning, yet also unborn, thriving, growing in all of the places, showing great love in all of the faces, past rank or title, past any measure, blessed everywhere as the giver of pleasure, single and many, start to cessation, life your stage and fate your creation. Question unsolved by the scholars and sages. How can I tell of the greatness of ages? Fatherless, motherless, empty of progeny, circular weapon of infinite harmony, named like a prayer through all the mandala, loved by the angels, creator of all, supreme and immaculate, epic and spectacular, source of the universe in the vernacular, deathless creator, time navigator, fount of the Dharma, truth beyond karma, slayer of ego, my soul's one desire, selfless creation to which I aspire, premortal wisdom and ultimate goal, bodiless, conscious, indestructible soul, maker of all, destroyer of all, never unreachable or beyond call, holiest scriptures cannot explain, marvelous joy no matter what they maintain, chapters and verses can't hold the stories of all the wonders and all of the glory. Madhubari Chanda Parasad,
Ocean of virtues, endless grace, permanent existence, incomparable excellence, illuminated knowledge, constant day and night, control over all creation, transcendental emperor, king of kings, the son of sons, the god of gods, the greatest glory, the god of Indra, smallest of the small, and poorest of the poor, death of death, beyond elements, the lasting illumination, immeasurable, gracious and kind, saluted by saints, fearless and desireless, unbearable, light, glorious forever, the work of Dharma, invisible, discipline, the beauty of all, without burden.
Chachari Chanda Parasad, knower, liberator, generous, limitless, destroyer, creator, nameless, desireless, knower, liberator, generous, limitless, destroyer, creator, nameless, desireless, knower, liberator, generous, limitless, destroyer, creator, nameless, desireless. Pujam Priyata Chand,
Creator, in all four directions, destroyer, in all four directions, giver, in all four directions, knower, in all four directions, present, in all four directions, provider, in all four directions, sustainer, in all four directions, destroyer, in all four directions, detached, in all four directions, pervading, in all four directions, worship, in all four directions, the giver, in all four directions.
Chachari Chand, without enemies, without friends, without doubt, without delusion, without actions, without body, above birth, above place, without appearance, without friends, transcendent and immaculate, creator of that from the beginning, invisible, mighty. Bhagavati Chanda Parasad Karune.
Continue still meditating for a little while, then we'll relax. But keep focusing at the tip of your nose.
That extinguishes the burning sun, that not allured by Maya, that
Drop
fountain of all
Drop
pleasures,
all the
that
worries.
giver
Leave
of
it
honor
here
and
on the
glory, that
beach.
protector of truth,
Let it wash
that
away
without anxiety,
with the
that
waves.
is beautiful to all, that
We are
creator of all
rebirthing,
the worlds, that bravest among
starting
the braves,
new.
that source of beauty, that unparalleled understanding, that from the beginning, that above all else, that from above, that self-controlled, that giver of sustenance, compassionate to all, that flawless, that great mystery, that forgiver of sinners, that king of kings, that fulfiller of desires, that giver of sustenance, that the kind provider, that most beautiful, compassionate, that all-powerful, that all-destroyer, that worshipped everywhere, that giver of everything, that present everywhere, that resides in all places, that in every place, and that in every form, that King of kings, that creator of all, that giver to all, that present everywhere, that glory, everywhere, that grace, everywhere, that belonging to all places, that in all forms, that destroyer of all, that sustainer of all, that destroyer of all, that reaches all places, that of every form, that taking care of all, that creation is everywhere, that glory is everywhere, the destroyer of all, that sustainer of all, that prevailing strength, the soul of life, that belonging in all countries, that forms everywhere, and that revered by everyone and presides the universe, that worshipped by all, that established in all places, the sun to everyone, that respected by all, that glory everywhere, that moon illumination, that source of speech, that wisest of all, that ocean of learning, that creator of all language, that embodiment of all beauty, the carer of all, ever existing, always constant, conqueror of enemies, protector of the innocent with the highest seat, ever present on earth, identifies all actions, sustains the universe, the mighty opponent, the great provider, like a huge ocean, mysterious and indestructible giver of blessings and giver of punishment, cannot be described, above worldly attachments, the giver of light and united with all, always existent and one with creation, conqueror of all and creator of all, animates all without desire, without obstacles, limitless and unique, the soul of the universe, unsearchable and unknown, bodiless and nameless, destroyer of the three worlds, controls the three worlds, unconquerable and limitless, beautiful in all forms and in love with everyone, enjoyer of the three worlds, unbreakable and untouched, destroyer of judgment, wanderer of the earth, indescribable glory, forever eternal, the giver of beauty, present in everything, inexpressible and glorious, undescribable, and throughout the universe.
Is imperishable without body, beyond form, indescribable, beyond doubt, above action, the beginning of any age, unconquerable, immortal, beyond elements, unshakable, imperishable, detached, no entanglements or tie, impartial, unattached, eternal, and radiant, no anxiety, always listening, no description, invisible, unwritten, unattired, immortal, and limitless, beyond birth, unimaginable, beyond color and form, unique, forever, unborn and free. Charapata Chanta Parasad.
Destroyer to all, reaching everyone, known to all, familiar to all, destroyer of all, creator of all, the soul of all, strength to all, actions for all, dharma for all, merged with all and detached from all.
Risavala Chanta Parasad, Savior of judgment, everlasting light, above body, above destruction, destroyer of tyrant, protector, forever, unknown form, uninterrupted glory, beyond name, destroyer of affliction, eternal, immortal, unrivaled, unique, without sons or grandsons, without friend or foe, without father or mother, without caste or dynasty, no relatives or collateral, immeasurable, unfathomable, everlasting, illumination, unconquerable and unborn. Bhagavati Chanta Parasad, that visible illumination, that all pervading forever, animate greatness is sung by all, that intellectual power, that source of beauty, that sustained provider, that sustained liberator, compassionate generosity, that beauty manifests, punishes the enemy, honors the innocent, destroys the enemies, remover of fear, destroyer of blame, manifest in everyone, unconquerable, invincible, provider and merciful, the voice of all, that tranquil pleasure, that destroyer of judgment, inhabits the heavens, prevailing everywhere, blissful and revered, source of all wisdom and love by all, transcendent forever, hidden from all, beyond place and portrait, without dress and appearance, in heaven and earth, mysterious signs, generous compassion, that embodiment of courage, that giver of wisdom, that limitless fragrance, that wonderful beauty, that immeasurable greatness, that limitless creation, that light in self, that unwavering steadiness, that limitless infinite. Madhubara Chanda Varasad.
Silent sages bow in their mind, an ocean of numerous merits, cannot be conquered by enemies, the destroyer of all forbearance. Worshipped by countless beings, and the silent sages in their minds, transcendent king of all kings, indestructible knowledge defines. Self-enlightened cannot be destroyed, source of knowledge to silent sages, treasure of virtues and qualities, in water, on land, in all the ages. Unbreakable being, forever eternal, glorious, great, indescribable state. Glorious as water.
Now inhale deeply. Keep your hands under your armpits. Hold the breath as you inhale. Hold and squeeze, tighten your whole body. Exhale. Inhale again deeply. Hold the breath and squeeze your spine, lengthen your body. This is to consolidate everything together. Hold the breath. Exhale. Inhale again deeply. Hold, squeeze. Stretch up, press inward. Resurrect your spine one last time, rib by rib. Exhale. Inhale deeply and let go. Inhale again and let go. Inhale again and exhale. And one last deep breath. There. And squeeze and tighten, resurrect that spine, make it become very stiff, holding the breath tighter, even tighter than before. And relax. Feel free to stretch your legs out and come and lay down on your back. If you like, you can cover yourself with something. And just take a nap. Sink into the floor. Feel the heaviness of your body. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Stretch your arms above your head. Exhale. And rub the soles of your feet together, palms together. And then rock up and down on your spine. Come sitting up. Very good. So we have welcomed the sun in a beautiful way. You had a nice experience. It was relaxing. Yeah. What a smile. She's good, good. Yeah, we're just gonna leave everything here. From here on, new person. So we end with wishing each other well. You guys know this song a little bit. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. And together, one long Sat Nam. Take a deep breath. Sat Nam. May peace and love be always with us, and may we share it with others. May all those that need help, healing, shelter find it, and may we find a new way to relate with the earth, with our body, with other people. A way that is sustainable, way that is nourishing and healing. Sat Nam.